What's up, everybody? How are we doing this evening? Give people a chance to come on in. Can you turn the other light on for me, babe? Turn it all the way up. Thank you. I know it's a weird time. We'll see if anybody joins. Give everybody a few minutes. I said 7. It's a couple minutes early. Hey, what's up, Schmitty? Merlin, what's up, Wiz? There we go. We got a bunch of people coming out. Sup? Courtney was just showing me a picture. My buddy Don Terry was on the ice today and smashed the perch pretty good. And you said a couple walleyes too, right? Yeah. I'm assuming he was fishing down off his property there in South Bay. Be my guess. Matter of fact, I know that's the case. He sent me a text this morning. He'd only caught a few. He must have just got out there. I had half a mind to go meet him, but I had other stuff going on today, and I didn't put the boat in today. Merlin, the river is still somewhat locked up. That cold snap Friday and Saturday, it was quiet too in the river. There's a little bit of current, but not much, and it locked up. My ducks were standing on the ice shelf this morning when I fed them, as opposed to swimming around. So I didn't. As soon as this, Don's a thrasher, yeah. Soon as this ice goes away, then I'm going to stick it in the water. Hey, Brian Stone. Hey, one thing I'll say to you guys is I had another friend of mine this morning, and I've had a couple people say it to me. They're like, Matt, I don't know when you're going live, and even when you are live, I can't comment. You don't know that I'm there. One thing Courtney said that I didn't realize is you have to be watching through the app. And I don't even 100% know what that means. You have to watch through the YouTube app. And then that way, when you subscribe and you click the notification bell, the app is what's sending you the notification, as opposed to like if you went on
Safari with iPhone.
She's saying Safari with iPhone. I don't know what that means because I don't have an iPhone.
Chris said Google.
Chris has Samsung like I do, and that's if you go through Google, and then you would search YouTube and then bring it up as a web page, then it's not going to give you, I guess, all the functionality. That's the best I can figure. It's not going to give you all the functionality that you're looking for. If you go and download the app and you do everything through the app, then you're going to get that. Hey, Dax Woods, man. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you join us. It's a little different time of day. And I suppose on the non-fishing days, there's nothing to say we couldn't do this in the evening if everybody was down to do it more in the evening as opposed to during the workday. Monday through Friday anyway. And I always feel a little bad. Listen, I worked my whole life, and not that I really knew about this kind of stuff when I was working for somebody else. But I know that time is precious during the workday, and I might have been able to turn it on and listen, but I certainly wouldn't have watched, and I wouldn't have been able to chime in and so, I mean, I'm open for suggestions I am nothing if not a man of the people. So if people would like to do this, like I say, on non-fishing days in the evening, I have no problem with that whatsoever. You just got to let me know. So, Don Terry, wish you were with me today. Yeah, Don, that looks awesome, man. Good for you, buddy. I couldn't be happier. And it's funny when you sent me that text this morning. I had half a mind to go and grab my stuff and go. It's all sitting in the garage still. I haven't put anything away. I know that there's a chance we could have another month worth of ice fishing. I mean, there's nothing to say that. Although these temps are going right back up. I haven't. We're going to do this together because I have not done this in a couple days. Let's look at this week's forecast. Tomorrow, 35, Tuesday, 38, Wednesday, 42, Thursday, 37, Friday, Saturday in the low 30s, right at freezing. That's stuff that could go either way. We'll see. We'll see if I can get if I can get my boat back in, I'm going to do it. It was wide open last week, and now it's locked back up again a little bit. But I did see some pictures today when I was on Facebook of some people out ice fishing, which, wonderful. You, if you're out there, you obviously know to be safe, and I'm not going to say that kind of stuff anymore. Do your thing, man. Let's go through and see who's here real quick. I just took my glasses off. I should put them back on. Had a great meeting today. Great Walleye Fest meeting today. I have a couple people that are helping me as like we'll call them a derby committee, but quite honestly, they're friends of mine that have a real background in not necessarily derbies, but tournaments. But some of the principles carry over to both things. And I know some people like it. There is a difference between a tournament and a derby when it comes to fishing. Tournament is you're weighing multiple fish, or you're weighing a limit, or it's multiple days with combined weight and stuff like that. That's a tournament. A derby is typically one fish per person, which is what ours is. Ours is a big fish derby, as one of my friends today called it, a Snoopy pole derby. The fact is that everybody stands the exact same chance, quite honestly, because I'm not sure. I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, I only fish for big fish," or yada yada. If you're talking about by letter of law, not law, by all reality, I've never known any way that you're gonna specifically and only target big fish. And this is a big fish derby, so it's a lot of luck. You might go out there opening weekend and catch 100 walleyes, and none of them are over 20 inches. Very possible. And you've had a great weekend, and you've caught a ton of fish, and but you may not catch one of those big ones. You may go out there with your grandchild and give them a Snoopy pole and stick a worm on it and put it over the side, and you could be doing, knock 'em dead things on the other side of the boat, and that big fish swims under, grabs that worm, and it's off to the races, and the Snoopy pole catches a big one. The beauty of that, though, is that everybody's in the same boat. Everybody goes out for this derby with the equal chance of winning a lot of money or cool prizes or whatever the case may be. And so there is a beauty in that. This isn't necessarily, I caught a big fish, I'm the best. I mean, certainly if you win, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 on a big fish, that's certainly bragging rights, but it's not like, I've went out and caught a 5-fish limit 3 days in a row, and the three limits that I weighed are the biggest, or the most of the situation, and that's a little different scenario. But nonetheless, the Derby and the way it's structured is friendly to everyone, which is wonderful. And that's really what derbies are about. Tournaments are way more hardcore. Like I say, it's usually a whole different mindset. It's not just a singular big fish. So that's super interesting. And me and these, my couple derby committee members, we had 2.5 hours of real strong conversation today. We got a few last minute things nailed down. I got quite a bit more to do tomorrow and Tuesday before we start selling tickets on Wednesday. And there's going to be some really cool perks. There's going to be some real benefit to buying early. And then once people buy early, let's say, because you guys know my goal, our goal collectively, our goal is 4,500 people, 4,500 tickets. So, if we can knock half that out in the first week and people take advantage of this, these special offers we got going when you buy your tickets, then all of a sudden now I've got 2,000 more people that have a real vested interest in getting 2,000 more people, because you're going to see how the prize money increases from, in that 2,000. And then you're going to say, well, geez, if we go 2,000 more, then it's really going to be just out of this world. The prize money and all of the other different prizes and whatnot. This is going to be the biggest thing in New York State in the fishing world. That's open to anybody and everybody, whether you have a boat, whether you fish from shore, whatever the case may be. This is going to be the people's derby. This is open to everybody. All you got to do is buy your ticket. There's really no special custom equipment needed. You got to have a fishing rod and a ticket. That's it. And this is going to be the biggest kickoff event every year from here on out in the New York State fishing world. It's going to be, in the words of Billy Fusillo, huge, Tom, huge. All right, let's see who's with us tonight, man. It's Sunday night. I don't even know if there's anything good going on as far as, I don't think there's anything big happening. The last couple of weeks, you've had Daytona, you've had the Super Bowl, you've had SU get blown out last night for the third or fourth game in a row, and it's been tough. Been tough to watch. Schmitty, Merlin, Jim G, Danny Diamond, Kevin Stone, Mike Kilpatrick, Kevin Stone, and we have a Brian Stone. So we got both you guys. The Stone family is well represented. How's everybody doing? Gary Walters. That's funny, Gary. You said, hey, everyone. Hey, E1 is what you are when you're a private, when you go in the Army. So at first I giggled because I thought you were calling me private, but I guess not. I figured it out. Michelle Love, Rumble Seat, Dax Woods, Wanderer.
Michelle! What's up, girl?
Courtney is giving Michelle a shout out. Woo-woo. What the hell have you been doing today? We are guessing Walleye Fest and down with sickness as we have been. Well, like I say, I did have a great Walleye Fest meeting today. I spent all morning working on it. I'm still trying to do the last minute things that the web designers told me to go through and look at so we can get the website up and running. Everybody will have web address and all that fun stuff here in the next day or two. Courtney's feeling better. She's bossing me around, so she's back to normal.
Yeah, right. More lies.
Calling for 8 inches tomorrow and Tuesday. Won't help ice at all. No, it won't. Don Birdie, did you hear him last night? Nope. Don, I didn't hear him. But I saw some of your pictures this morning. Looked like a good time. Sorry we missed it. We were not able to attend. Did Don get a chance to use his prize from Ice Bowl? Yeah, I believe he did. I don't know, Don, you using your Schmitty sled? I would assume he is. Waiting on spring. Yeah, Michelle, I used it today. It worked great. I posted on Diehards with a picture of the Smitty and some fish. Oh, nice. A lot of guys placing the derby fishing from shore. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. The biggest walleye I've caught on that lake, and I didn't measure it, but I know it was bigger than that. I had 222s this past season. And this fish was bigger than that, casting a hammer rig over on the North Shore in about 7 foot of water over the top of the weeds. This monstrosity came out, scared the crap right out of me, took it right at the side of the boat. I watched him come up out of the weeds. And it was just like this. And that fish was easily pushing mid-20s inch-wise. I would think it would be 24-ish, if not a touch more. But that's what I mean. This is the beauty of this derby. You don't have to have the biggest or the fanciest boat or a boat at all. I live here on the river. A lot of fish live in this river. Down the other end, the guys at the canal down there in Sylvan Beach End, they're always catching fish. I would assume to have a large contingent of guys fishing the derby down there that never step foot on the water. There's tons of public fishing access on this lake, considering that it's predominantly private. There's more public access than one might think. And these shorelines are good to cast from at night. Really year round. Don Birdie and I were talking about this the other day. I would be shocked. The only reason you would have an issue in some spots casting all year long at night would be because of vegetation. Weeds, whatever, growing up. But I don't think that means that those fish aren't there. We talk about this all the time. There are so many fish in this lake that there are fish everywhere all the time. I don't know that we get these huge mass migrations. If that walleye is born in the shallows and lives its life in the shallows, it may never go out to the depths, and vice versa. Those fish that live out in that 30 to 40 foot range, mid-lake, those fish may come up shallow and find a spawning ground, but I don't know that they go live in the weeds for a while, then go back out deep. My guess is we have different subcategories of fish in this lake. Through the ice in less than 10 foot of water, it's not uncommon whatsoever to catch walleyes and see them all the time cruising over those weed beds that are dead or dying, or some are still green under the ice. And I bet you could go up, in all honesty, under the ice in the right situation and catch them in 5 foot or less, just as easily as you could go out to 35 foot and catch them this time of year. So you're absolutely right. You do not need to be out in the boat to have a chance in this derby. Shore guys get it done a lot. Yeah, we get pretty good sized ones right here off our dock in the river. Scott Duranda, I saw a temperature prediction for March showing temperatures below average. Courtney and I had this argument the other day. These last 2 springs, we have lost all of our snow in the first half of March. And last year that didn't warm up as much as it did the year before that. But the year before that, March 7th was the last snowfall we had, and the ground was clear by then. So we'll see. I'm not saying that I wouldn't, if things get back to good and cold, I'm not saying that I wouldn't go back out on the ice, because I would. Might have to be careful and mind my P's and Q's where I go, but Listen, I was all excited for this year's ice season, and it fizzled on me, like it did a lot of people. Aaron, good evening. Rumble seat. Wait a minute. Everybody's in the same boat? No. That's too crowded for me. No, Bob, we'll put you up in the front. Believe me. Carl Capfer. Good evening, Matt. Working on custom jigging wraps while watching your channel. Right on, Carl. Carl is coming to you live from the. Carl's got more fishing stuff in his shop than. Man, there was a lot of stuff to look at that day I was out there. Last winter, I'm putting my glasses on here. Hiram Moore. Last winter, two buddies and I went out and caught 50 walleye, nothing over 20 inches. Went out this summer only once, caught one walleye, 26 inches. Well, there you go, Hiram. So you can't do any fishing between now and the Derby. Wait till you get out on the Derby water and then catch that 26 will put you in the money. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I don't care how many people are fishing. You get a 26, you're going to be in the money somewhere. Mike Urema, time to make the blade baits. What was that old? What was it? Time to make the donuts. Remember that guy that used to for Dunkin' Donuts? Jim Wild Brookies. Hello, Matt. Love your show. Don't always catch it live, but I watch it every day. Keep it going. Thanks, Jim. Where are you chasing those wild brookies? The Adirondacks? Are you from New York? You in another state? A friend of mine used to guide native wild brook trout. Were they also sea run? Up in Labrador. Showed me pictures. Oh, Homer was his name. Used to live up in Parrish. I don't know if he still does. I haven't seen Homer in a lot of years. Showed me pictures of double-digit weighing brook trout from up there. Just enormous. Enormous. And I'm pretty sure if my old art teacher, Mr. Keener's on here, I think Mr. Keener used to go up and fish with those guys too, up in Labrador. Codnoy Dam, very productive, spring and fall, absolutely. I never fished it in the fall, but I fished it in the spring. As a kid growing up, I used to ride my bike over there. Don Terry, your best day on the ice so far was with me. There you go. There you go. My fearless guide. Yeah, like I say, I would have no problem going back out and jacking some fish. Carl, I can tell you if I found my thing. That was one of the things we were discussing today, and I don't have it set in stone what the boundaries are. I currently am going by what the Lions Club always did. There has been some conversation around that changing. I'm still working on that one. That'll be figured out in the next day or so. It's funny. My biggest thing is that, again, with all that stuff that went on last year out in Lake Erie with these guys cheating, which is nothing new. If you put money involved in something, especially in fishing, but in anything, somebody's going to try and cheat the system. Somebody's going to try and cheat, and right now people are already planning on how to cheat for this Derby. I would love a magic wand that could just take that out of this and take it away from human nature and not have to worry about it. But I do worry about it. I've spent a lot of time on this already, and there's still a lot more time. We got 2 months left to go. My goal is to try and take every single chance and opportunity that people have to cheat out of the equation. Everybody that wins any prize money is subject to a lie detector test. We reserve the right to check stomach contents of any fish that we deem. And we're trying to do these kind of things because nothing will sour people faster than I don't think it was fair. I'm all about fair, and I want to make sure everybody has a fair shot. And I'm going to do, and I will promise everybody listening to me, I will do everything in my power to make sure that fair is fair.
Okay, Carol.
Yeah, I know, Mike. I know. I gotta. Though all the rules will be set in stone before Wednesday. I know. Dave B spent all day yesterday putting ice fishing gear away. Give me 15 minutes to get it ready to go if we get good ice again. Yeah. I know. Like I said, I haven't put mine away yet. And I probably should have just grabbed myself and said, I'm gonna go see Don this morning when he sent me that picture, but there's more time. I might be able to sneak out this week. We'll see. Jim Wild Brookies is fishing the Adirondacks and the mountains of Vermont. Nice. My biggest native stream brookie was from the Adirondacks. It was 16 inches. Wow. Which is a trophy out of those small spring-fed streams. Man, I bet. And that's a big trout for a creek. That's awesome. Yeah, most are 4 to 8 inches. Yeah. Yep. Pop their heads off, slit their bellies, and fry them whole, eat them just like you would have smelt. But so let's see. So we talked about Walleye Fest. We talked about some rules. We talked about possibly increasing the number of spots we pay out, as well as increasing, obviously, the prize money. Every 1,000 tickets we sell is roughly $10,000 in prize money. So everything is always, the Lions Club always based it off of 1,000 tickets sold, and they gave out about $9,500 in prizes, and then it didn't matter how many other people were in it. That's how much they gave out. We're going to do this a little different. We keep getting more people and more people and more people. We're going to keep upping the prizes. Not to mention we have tagged fish. We're gonna have a few other things going on. So the next 2 days for me is just going to be most likely locked right here in my desk and getting all the final things finalized.
For weeks now.
What's that?
You've been in that spot for weeks now, specifically the last 4 days.
I know. Courtney's like, I've been here for weeks already. I know. I know. There's a lot to do. And I took most of the Lions Derby the way it was and just and used most of the way they were doing it for the vast majority of things. But there's still a lot to it. We're at a half an hour. Anybody got any more questions? You got any more Walleye Fest questions? Hit me with them. I don't have any place to go. I got a few more minutes if we want to keep talking. Trying to think of what else. Ticket cost. Haven't finalized that yet either, Bob. I obsess about things. Hi, my name's Matt. I'm obsessive. I am trying to make this the best I can make it for everybody, and I'm trying to be that's a great question, Kevin. And I'm trying to make it the best possible, most fun for everybody involved. And so ticket cost, anytime I deal with money, I don't take it lightly. I know how hard we all work to earn our money, and I want to make sure that everyone's getting a good value for their ticket price. So I'll have more on that tomorrow, probably by this time tomorrow. Kevin Stone Command Sergeant Major Kevin Stone. I love it, man. That's a big deal. It's cool. A lot of the people we have in this in our little family here. Matt, during the you said tournament, but it's Derby. It's okay. During the Derby, what will be the best social media outlet for leader updates? Well, two things. The Derby will have its own Facebook page here this coming week. That'll be done and up and running. But the website, the Walleye Fest website, okay, that is our Derby headquarters online. The website will have everything from soup to nuts on it, and because we're doing 100% online ticket sales, and there's no physical ticket, what's going to happen is when you buy your ticket on the website through the secure online e-commerce portal, you're going to buy your ticket and you're going to get let's call it a receipt emailed to you. Now, that receipt can stay on your phone. It'll have a QR code with it. It can stay on your phone, or if you have a printer at home, you can print it out. All right. And that will have the QR code on it as well. And when you go to weigh your fish in, whichever of my people are at whichever weigh station, they'll scan your QR code. All your information will pop up, your name, your ticket number, all that. And one person will then go about measuring and calling out all of the different measurements to the second person who will enter it in live onto the leaderboard. Every time that leaderboard has an update, it will send out an email or text message or both to everybody that is bought a ticket. So again, when you buy your ticket, it's going to ask you just basic information: name, address, phone number, email address. I don't know if it's going to ask physical address, but they're going to ask name, phone number, email. Okay. All three of those things we need, because we got to get back a hold of you if you're on the leaderboard. We have to be able to get a hold of you by phone and by email. All right. So we'll have everything by the time we get that far. The Facebook page will be established. Of course, my social media, I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All of the videos will be done through my YouTube channel, I think, at this point, for all your updates, but they'll also be cross-posted onto the website where you can find them there. So all the updates are going to come out of the website, and then you can follow it on the website, on social media, YouTube, whatever. So that's how that's going to go. That's a great question, though, Kevin. Dave B. I was a club tournament for bass. Most we had was 28 fishermen, and for singles and 25 team cap for teams. 15 years ran them. You have to work
You have your work cut out for you.
All right. Let's see if this helps any. You have your work cut out for you. You know you can't please everyone. I know both of those things. That's okay. Lord gave me big shoulders. Yeah, I know I can't please everyone, which is why everything I do is going to err on the side of what's best for the most people, of the people, for the people, by the people, that kind of thing, which I believe in. And I wish our democratic political system was a little more like that, but I'm not getting into that. Will there be a live demonstration of removing a number 4 hook from your big toe? So Bob, I wonder, you like I have to stop reading Bob's comments. Okay. Because unless they really make me laugh, because if I think that he's being serious, then I get all into it. And I get about 3/4 of the way through what he's saying. And then I go, Oh, well, you're not going to stick it in your big toe. It's going to be cold that time of year. You know, I mean, May is usually in the 50s and 60s, so you shouldn't have bare feet anyway. How about that? That'll save it. My buddy has a food truck, Grub on the Run. Are you looking for food vendors and bands? So I have partners in this, OMF events, and I don't want to say no to that, but my expertise is in the fishing side. Their expertise is in the event side. And so they have, I believe, already booked the bands. And I can't tell you who they are yet because I don't 100% know, but I will know this week. And as far as food trucks go, I can't answer that one yet as well because I don't know what they already have lined up. But I have that. I'm going to make a note of it. And I believe you already told me that, Brian. They're the truck that's down at Brewerton Fire Department. All right, note made. So I'm not sure, but I will figure that out. Will you have the people measuring, cut a fin, or do something so people won't double ender a fish? Yes, sir. Yes, we will. That's always been standard practice of the Lions Club, and we're doing the same thing. It's part of my
Rules. Oh, she's back.
The possum's outside on the porch cleaning up what's left of today's bird food. But yes, we will. The fish will be marked. Brother and I have been up ice fishing. The 1st of February, we'll plan for the next event. Thank you for the event. Love it. Right on, man. Bring a whole bunch of your Southern friends with you. You know, we'll greet them with open arms and point them out in the direction of the walleye, and they can be part of this too. All right. We're at 40 minutes. Unless anybody's got any more questions, I think we'll call it a night. And I got to get back to work. I still have to finish a work estimate before I can get back into Walleye Fest. So thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out. And this is something a little different, doing it in the evening like this. Subspecies category, no. Nope. My cat's going nuts. The cat's going nuts at the. I don't know if I can show you guys this. I don't know if you guys can see that. The possum's outside, and the cat's going berserk. The possum either doesn't know or doesn't care that the cat's there, and is not paying any attention to her whatsoever. Now, that could be what's upsetting the cat even more. I don't know. No fear. And like I told everybody, my cat has no front claws. So when she gets up on the window and starts going like this, it makes no sound because it's two of the cutest, fuzziest little paws you'd ever want to see. And that's what they sound like. Nothing. So yeah, she has that possum has not a care in the world whatsoever. Cat losing her mind. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. I love you guys. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. I'm not sure when or where, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Keep your tip up.